Pulelei'ite Primus commits to Vanderbilt. This is a massive, massive commit for the offensive line. Let's get into it.
You are Locked On Vandy, your daily podcast on the Vanderbilt Commodores, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Locked On Vandy podcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. I'm your host, Corey Burton. Thanks for making Locked On Vandy your first listen each and every day. We appreciate you however you got here. Shout out to the everydayers. Shout out to whoever stumbles upon this podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube as a part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. This episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONCollege at monarchmoney.com for 50% off of your first year. Now, like I said, welcome in, guys. And we're getting closer and closer to fall camp, and you can feel the excitement in the air. The heat is unbearable. Looking for some football news, looking for those camp pads to be popping. The NFL is getting started in a matter of days now. College is on the heels of that, and it is going to be electric this season, especially in the SEC. Now, SEC Media Days for Vandy were a hit, and Martel Hight appeared on Locked On SEC, and you're going to see that appearance later on in this episode. All right, Clark Lea is excited about the depth on the offensive line. Ahead of camp, we're going to see how that shakes out. I think there's some exciting stuff there, and some things that you think would be bad news is not so much bad news. And then, of course, speaking of the offensive line, Vanderbilt landed a huge commitment, literally and figuratively, from Pulelei'ite Primus. I think I got that right. And it could be more of a perfect fit. And as I was watching this, when this one was kind of predicted, and as they were going with the crystal ball stuff and the prediction things and people going on about like, okay, is he going to go here, there, Vandy? Like, where does he fit? Like what is going on with him? And I couldn't help. I put on his huddle film right then and there. And I was like, okay, let me see if this guy's actually going to be a perfect fit for Vanderbilt. And people are like, oh, it's a 3-star. Oh, he's a 3-star. Oh no. And honestly, not all 3-stars are created equal, because some 3-stars are on the cusp of being that 4th star, and they've got the offers to prove it. And some of those 3-stars are, okay, we just gave you a little bit of a nod because you're slightly better than a 2-star, but you've got a long way to go. Like that's the vast difference. It's probably a 3-star has probably the widest range of evaluation. 4-star, not quite as much. 5-star is like razor thin. And then anything below 3-star, it just really doesn't matter. So Primus is I would say, borderline 4-star. And as I was watching this tape, this dude couldn't be more of a better perfect fit. There couldn't be a better fit to play strong guard for Vanderbilt than Pulelei'ite Primus. Here's what he's a massive guard. He's 325 pounds at 6'4". His first step is quick off the line of scrimmage. Now, he's got to work on his overall speed, like blocking down the field, pulling, things like that. Like, he could get a little bit faster at that. But once he gets in the training program with Coach Steiner, he will be, his speed will improve. His weight he'll lean out and build back up. He'll look totally different after his first year at Vanderbilt. But his first step is quick off the line of scrimmage, and he will absolutely bury you. He's a devastating run blocker, and Midland knows that, and they run a lot. They run a lot because this guy and their offensive line is pretty good. And this guy is an absolute mauler, dude. He finishes every block. He's going to drive you to the ground, and he just comes off the ball, and he's just strong, dude. He just gets into you, and you go backwards. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You're going to go backwards once he gets his hands on you, and that's what Vanderbilt needs at the strong guard. They need somebody that's going to drive somebody 5 yards down the field. They need somebody to reestablish the line of scrimmage. He will do that. They need a down blocker to set the hole for the pulling quick guard on power. He'll do that. They need somebody to combo a one technique up to the linebacker on inside zone. He will do that. They need somebody to I mean, he's got good enough feet. He can pass pro. He's solid in pass pro. He's good enough. He could definitely be better at that. He's still very raw technically, but he's, like I said, he is a perfect fit for what Coach K, Coach Nady are looking for in a strong guard. And I couldn't be any more excited about what they're getting with this. And he's, like I said, he's going to be a perfect match for that strong guard. Now, if he ever develops his pulling technique, if he ever develops that and gets faster, this guy's gonna be really dangerous. And I have no doubt that he will get that he won't get faster. I don't doubt that. I think he's going to absolutely dominate in the weight room. He's going to do everything that's going to take to get better. His offers: Arizona State, Washington, and Texas Tech. Now, what stands out about that is, what do we know about Texas Tech right now? We know that they're throwing some money around at people. And if they offer you, they're obviously in on a lot of guys. They've gotten some 5-star. They've gotten some 5-stars over there. They've been able to flex their wallets a little bit to be able to pull in some of these big top-notch recruits. Texas Tech has finally decided that they're not going to sit on the sidelines anymore. They're going to say, hey, we've got oil money. We're in West Texas. We've got this oil money. There's been a new series out on Paramount Plus called Landman, where they're just tossing money around, and we're going to actually do that. And so they were in on the point of all that is they were in on this kid, and this kid said, nah, I'm going to Vandy. I'm going to get that quality education. I'm going to play in the Premier Conference. It's going to be absolutely outstanding, and he's very excited about the people there. He's very excited about the academics, and he is he's excited about Coach Lea, Coach K, Coach Nady, Coach Kill, Coach Beck, all of those guys. He's just excited about the atmosphere, the culture. I talked about the culture, the retention culture. I talked about the continuity. I talked about all that on the last episode. And he's very excited about all that. And that is starting to shine through. I mean, you're getting a kid like this. He's the 80th best prospect in the state of Texas. Now, Texas is big enough to have a top 100, and that top 100 be separate of everything else. Like, it could be treated as its own country almost, with how big the state is and how many legitimate prospects come out of that state. To be ranked in the top 100 in that is really, really good. He's top 40. He's top 45 in offensive linemen in the country. That's pretty big company there. Like I said, just again, he gets off the line of scrimmage quickly. He is, he'll bury you. And that's the thing that fires up the team. Like when they see, when especially in live action, if you've ever seen a sideline go absolutely crazy when an offensive lineman buries somebody in the run game, right? He's that guy. He'll do a short trap pull and absolutely just bury the guy. He's been on some short pulls as well, like stepping around the center and folding up into the A gap and just punishing a linebacker. Many of one techniques, many of three techniques, just one-on-one drive block. Just do yourself a favor. Go watch this kid's huddle reel. I mean, I'm telling you, if you like offensive line play, if you like people that are getting buried, man, do that. And so every time I see a commit like this, I was a little hesitant, and I'd heard a little inkling about Coach K. This was last year. I heard a little inkling about Coach K. We did not sign a high school offensive lineman in the last high school class, and it was like, okay, what, is he, what's happening here? Is this a situation where Coach K's burnt out, all that stuff? And I kind of addressed that a little bit. And well, let's just say that was I completely whiffed on that. And I'm not ashamed to admit that I whiffed on it, and it happens. He's absolutely crushing it right now. I can tell you that for sure. He's absolutely crushing it. And the offensive lineman that Vandy has recruited to come in here, Primus is definitely on the list of those elite guys that, hey, Vanderbilt's starting to turn a corner. When you look at the offensive line recruiting, they're starting to turn a corner. I mean, this guy could come in at 325 pounds. He'll probably get down to 305 and then back up to 310 and possibly play between 310 and 315 if I had to guess. That would be kind of where his starting playing weight was. And he'll probably eventually get back up and top out at about 320 as a guard, which is really good, but he'll look totally different when he does that. He'll be leaner, stronger, like he'll be kind of more built and not just big, right? And he's going to be faster. His hands are going to be better. He's going to be well coached. And this is a scheme that is absolutely perfect for him. And man, I like watching that kind of offensive line play. As an offensive coordinator myself, that former offensive coordinator, that fires me up right there. You see a guy come off the ball like that. I'm sure if you're a high school offensive line coach, please pull up if you want to preach to your team about finishing blocks, pull up his highlight reel. He will show you how to finish blocks. He comes off the ball low, fast, gets his hands on you quick, drives you and buries you, right? He doesn't just stop. He buries you, and he loves doing it. And it gets his team fired up. And I'm sure every bit of success on offense is to the fact that, hey, we're going to play hard because we know our offensive linemen are proud to finish these blocks. So huge commit there. Pulelei'ite Primus, welcome to West End. This is a massive, massive commit. Couldn't be a more perfect fit into this Vanderbilt system. And speaking of this Vanderbilt system, they're in a really good situation right now. Clark Lea has built the depth. Coach K has built the depth. Coach, you add some pieces in. Coach Nady comes in from South Dakota, and this offensive line is now setting up to be a very sustainable force where you're just replacing small parts here and there, not really having to rebuild it every single year. I think they're going to finally be in a place where they can do that. They've got some guys coming in from the high school ranks. They've got some down the line guys. And of course they'll supplement with portal and probably not have to do such a big overhaul every single year, which is kind of where they want to be. So what does that look like coming into camp? What does that mean for this year? Well, we're going to find out very, very soon. Next. Have you ever figured out, or have you ever wondered and ever wish managing your money felt easier and wondered where it all went? Well, with Monarch Money, it can be. Whether you're into growing your savings or planning a big purchase, Monarch puts you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money is more than just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investment, spending all in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you're also building wealth. And guess what? Like when I'm trying to figure out where everything's going, and I don't have a ton of investments, so it's probably not as big of a deal for me personally. But like I imagine if I had a lot of investments with a lot of different places, having to fumble around on those apps probably isn't very efficient. And with Monarch Money, I could just open an app. Everything's right there. It's so easy. Like I can just, here we go. Okay, I'm going to do, and make my goals. It's just that simple. It's all in one place, right? And you can track your spending. Like I said, you can track your investments, see what's doing well, what's not, all that good stuff, right? And it's a lifesaver. I promise you. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONCollege at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com. Code LOCKEDONCollege for half off your first year. All right. Thanks for making Locked On Vandy your first listen each and every day. We're free and available wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube as a part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. If you want to have a second listen, Locked On SEC, right here, you're going to get a taste of it. You're going to get a little preview of what Chris Gordy brings to the table with Martel Hight. So check that out. Chris Gordy's phenomenal. He was great at SEC Media Days. More content is coming out from that week. It was an action-packed week, and Chris Gordy will have all of that for you over the next couple of weeks. So enjoy that content as well. So talked about the offensive line, right? Pulelei'ite Primus commits And it's all about building depth on the offensive line. That's been the main goal. And honestly, I think there's been a little bit of resurgence here. And, last year it was tough, right? Coming into last season, it was tough because you didn't have much to sell. Like, your coach was on the hot seat and you just weren't sure. And these guys weren't going to come on shaky ground. And that's understandable. And they built the best line they could, given the circumstances, and they outperformed. But when they got banged up, they just didn't have enough depth, and that became a problem. Well, they're like, okay, well, we still won 7 games, won a bowl game, have a ton of momentum coming into next season to get Diego Pavia back right before portal season really opens up. And boom, you just get a run of dogs in the offensive line, right? Starting with Jordan White, Isaiah Glass, Sterling Porcher, Bryce Henderson, all the, those guys just swoop in. And Jordan White is an absolute beast. So coming into fall camp, this is a position that I think coming into portal season, coming off the heels of the Birmingham Bowl win, I was like, okay, this is going to be a challenge. Like, how do you, you're losing a lot here. How do you replace all this? That's going to be a main focus in the target. That's going to be a main focus in the transfer portal window. And they answered the bell on that. So this became a position of need, and it transitioned to a position of strength. You have a lot of depth here now. You have a lot of talent. You have a couple of last year's transfer portal guys that are really good depth pieces. You have some high school guys. You have some guys that were on the roster, prior to, they just carried over from the dark years over. And then you added some pieces. And this is turning out to be quite the group on the offensive line. You have some good depth, you have some good quality depth, and some guys that could develop down the pike, like Mitch McConnell. Cade McConnell, not Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell's a politician. Cade McConnell, Busted with the Boys intern. He's there. He's cross training, guard, tackle. He's going to develop into a hell of a player within the system. I think he's got to kind of get used to a few things, but he's really making the surge. Mizell Sandoval is somebody else that I think is going to make a lot of strides during training camp. I think he's going to really make some noise. He's going to be a really good rotational guy coming in. McConnell can also play center, so he can back up Jordan White in case there's a need there. And I'm really looking forward to what these tackles can do. You've got some really, really quality depth pieces here, and I'm really excited about it. And that's been the name of the game here. And of course, your projected starters look like this. Okay. Obviously, Jordan White's going to be your center. Sterling Porcher, Chase Mitchell are projected to be at your guards. Mitchell is pictured there. And then Isaiah Glass and Bryce Henderson are projected to be your starters at tackle. Again, one starter coming back, but you got a ton of talent and a ton of experience elsewhere. And you got a legitimate bona fide NFL guy playing center. Like, you can't go wrong there. But this is, like I said, this is going to be a really, really good group, and I'm looking forward to it. Kivo Wesley, Gunnar Givens, and Mizell Sandoval are all guys that can get the factor in at guard. McConnell, again, he's going to be very valuable because he can play center as well. Mitchell can bounce over to the tackle position if need be. Orion Irving, Clinton Azubuike coming in. Sterling Porcher can actually play tackle as well if need be. And you can throw one of these guards in depending on what your best combination is, and you're gonna see them play around with different combinations during camp, trying to find that best five. Charlie Clark, CJ Williams, David Siegel are guys that are down the line, developmental guys, but again, they can really kind of bump in. Gage Pitchford, if he's healthy, as he's kind of getting his feet back under him, like what's going to happen there? Him and Cooper Starks are going to be like developmental guys at the guard position. Kind of like, let's see what they can do, and let's see kind of how they go, and just how everything kind of shakes out there. But And like I said, you've got some really good rotational guys. I think McConnell, Wesley, Givens. I think you're going to be in your 8. I think Orion Irving is going to be somebody that's going to be in your top 8, and I think McConnell's going to probably be your first guy in. And if he comes in, that could shake some things up as well. So I'm really excited about this offensive line, to be honest with you. And coming into last season, I just didn't think that would be the case. And here we are right now. We're in a place where the offensive line is going to be really, really strong. And that's going to help down the stretch of the season, because you end the season with Auburn, Kentucky, and Tennessee. Tennessee kind of being on the ropes a little bit. They got 3 winnable games right there down the stretch. Coming off Texas, that's going to be an absolute war against Texas. But Alabama, LSU, it's going to be a tough gauntlet. Missouri, not sure what you're going to get there with Missouri. But this is a tough schedule, and you're going to need depth up front to be able to do some things, be able to protect Pavia, be able to get Cedric Alexander and MK Young rocking and rolling, and be able to get these receivers dialed in and Eli Stowers up and going. So that being said, it's going to be very, very exciting. So this is going to be a position that camp reports are going to – I think you're going to read positive things in the camp reports about the offensive line. So that being said, I look forward to this group. So Martel Hight appeared on Locked On SEC, did a phenomenal job at SEC Media Days. All the guys did. But he appeared on Locked On SEC with Chris Gordy. If you haven't subscribed, here's your short preview of Locked On SEC. Enjoy this interview. It's right here next.
Here. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Continue on here from SEC Media Days, and a pleasure now to be sitting down with Vanderbilt cornerback Martel Hight. How are you doing, man? I mean, if there's any question on who you are, I mean, you get the nameplate right there.
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Just excited to be here. Grateful to be here.
That's pretty cool. How long have you had that?
About a year now.
Okay. So explain. It's the 4.
Yeah.
So Martel 4.
So my birthday.
Works in the number.
So my birthday's December 4th, 2004, and then like most of my baby and childhood memories that I can remember, age of 4.
I love that, man. That's great. Well, you're one of the leaders of this Vanderbilt defense, and from right down the road in Rome, Georgia, I guess you were a highly touted prospect coming out of high school. How'd you choose Vanderbilt? Because you had a lot of schools coming after you.
So it all came down to connection, love, and like just the place that felt like home. And I visited a couple places. I was once committed to Louisville, and it just wasn't the same. And so I opened up to Coach Lea, and he went up there for a visit, and it just it felt like home, and I just wanted to be a part of something that was building, Yeah. And so I just wanted to be a part of something that I felt like was gonna explode and be great, And so I kind of stuck with that.
Well, y'all are certainly doing that, man. Yeah. I mean, you come in, play 11 games as a freshman 2 seasons ago, first freshman ever to score pick 6, right? In school history, and man, playing it's funny. I mean, everybody wants to play right away, but like you play immediately at such a young age in the SEC, like. I'm sure had a lot of learning curves for you as a freshman.
Oh yeah, for sure. I had to gain some weight. I was pretty little. I was playing around like 160, 165. So it was pretty difficult for like my weight, but I just went in there and dove head first.
We were talking with your teammate, and he was saying how he came in from TCU in Randon, and it's like you were here. Like the rough times, and then to be part of such a special season last year and really send the message to everybody, hey, Vanderbilt's here. We're not going to be pushed around. We're coming for you. Right. Just had to pay off. Like the payoff for that for you had to be huge.
Yeah, it was a wonderful feeling just knowing that like I stuck to something instead of leaving early, went to another school. I stuck through something hard. It was a challenge, but I believed in what my head coach was preaching, and so just having someone that you can believe in and just build things with is great.
Talking with Vanderbilt corner Martel Hight. So last season, you take your game to the next level, 33 tackles, 2 picks, 4 pass breakups, forced fumble. You contribute in the return game, making all SEC second team selection as a return man. So how do we elevate the game even more this year?
Just hone in on the small things. You can always perfect your craft. Just like small technique things, and hopefully we get more out of it.
You guys bring back a lot too on this defense. That's what we were talking to Randon about. Like it's got to be cool to keep that continuity going, right?
Yeah, I mean it is. It's like it's a blessing, like I said before. But I think even if we would have brung in 30 new guys, I mean I think we would have been able to all get connected and build that brotherhood and trust with each other to where we were able to perform just like we did this past season.
Take me back to this time last year. Did it feel different coming out of spring ball? Like, did the vibe feel like with Pavia and Stowers and those guys in the fold, did it feel like, hey, this is going to be something special?
Yeah, so my freshman year, we came out of spring, and I was like I wasn't too confident, And Diego, Eli, those guys, that group, when they came in, that spring was like it was fun, it was competitive, like you just felt like this is gonna be the year that we do something. And so
well, Diego doesn't stop. I mean, you push him down, he gets right back up.
Yep. He's a dog, man. I love that guy.
It's gotta be tough going up. I mean, he must wear the no contact jersey in practice, right? I
mean, sometimes, but he tries to get in there for some contact, but we keep him away.
That would be true baller if he takes up, goes, I'm going contact today, and he rips off the no contact.
Yeah.
The win over Alabama, history made. Give me your perspective. What was that day like?
Well, I mean, it was really nothing different from any other game from the start. We had the same mission, which was winning, and then we stuck with our covenants, and then true brotherhood, pride in everything we do, earn it every day, player to player, accountability, recycle positive energy. And we came out with high intensity and great energy, and so when we finished the game, I mean, it wasn't really surprising that we won, but it was more so surprising dang, this many people actually cared that we did something like this. And I looked down on the field and there's Bama fans, celebrating with us, and I'm like, whoa, what's this?
I mean, you got to respect history's history, right?
Yeah.
No, it was such a special game, and I mean, again, it's I think a lot of people are watching it going, all right, well, where's the collapse going to happen? But you guys, I mean, keep coming. It was like, oh my gosh, they're going to pull this thing off. And then the confidence from that, I mean, had to carry over into the next couple of weeks. And the feeling of we can literally beat anybody.
Yeah. It was most definitely like that. But, we live with a chip on our shoulder, man, and we continue to just keep pushing, keep striving to win, and hopefully this year, we do what we're trying to do.
So Coach Lea was calling the defense last year. Now Coach Gregory kind of steps in and takes over. Any big difference there, or is it just kind of Coach Lea had so many things on his plate last year? This kind of helps him kind of go back to overseeing everything.
Yeah, it's like a little debrief for him. But, I mean, there's no difference. They're all up under the same wing. It's same as that message, just different voice. And so it's kind of similar things, just like I said, different voice.
And Coach Gregory was coaching DBs in the NFL a couple years ago, so you got to like that. That's a good guy to learn from.
Yeah, and just knowing that he also played in the league, we'll be in the film, and he pull up one of his highlights. It's pretty funny, but it's cool just knowing that we have someone who experienced it from a higher level is now coaching us and giving us little key points. So it's a blessing.
When you guys found out Diego got another year of eligibility, what was the reaction? I mean, it's like, we're going to do this again.
Yeah, no, we were really excited. But, we also have backup guys. We have Blaze Bullaware, we have Drew Dickey, we have those guys. We also have, some freshmen that can actually ball. Jay St. Hilaire, he's coming in. But, I mean, having Diego back was great. It's a great feeling, just knowing that we got that dog back.
Talking with Martel Hight, EA Sports. Have you played a video game?
Yeah, I played it 3 times so far.
Okay. They got you rated as an 87 overall. Acceleration and stamina at a 93, 88 return man. Is that fair?
Yeah, I don't really look at it as a bad thing. I'm grateful to even be in the game,
Yeah.
You put me at a 60, I'm still going to play with myself.
Okay.
So
I think that's pretty respectable. And then they can up it as your season goes along and you start kicking butt, right?
Yeah. Hopefully some of the updates come out and I go up a little bit. But
when you're not playing football, what are you doing?
I'm back home, so down in Rome, Georgia, and I'm fishing with my buddies, Reese Fuller, Trenton Cothran, those guys. We're fishing. We're at the trampoline park, riding dirt bikes, razors, and then we're also on the farm a little bit too. So
fresh water or salt water?
Both.
Okay.
Both. We go down
Lures
to PCB.
Or live bait?
Live bait.
Okay. Worms? What do we put?
We go deep sea fishing. It's
okay.
more so bigger fish.
This ain't off the pier. Y'all are going out there.
And then, but like when we are like at home, in the creek or something like that, then we have worms. We do frogs. We do what are they called?
Minnows.
Yeah, all that.
What's the biggest fish you've got?
It was a king's fish up in PCB. It was about 43 pounds.
Wow.
42 pounds. Pretty big.
All right, last one. Don't think about this. Just give me your instant reaction because we've been asking everybody. Favorite movie of all time?
Fast and the Furious.
Okay.
All of them, though.
Okay.
I literally
the
watched
original.
those.
If we had to pick one, you're going original?
Yeah, original. Number one.
All right. I like that answer.
Yep.
We've had some good answers so far. I bring that up because years ago I asked Anthony Richardson and he said Venom.
Venom?
Yeah. I'm like, that's of all time? I think it was just the last movie he saw and he just said it.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Hey, that's a pretty good movie, though.
All the Fast and Furious. You don't drive Fast and Furious, right?
No, I don't.
Okay. Obey the speed limit.
Yeah.
No tickets.
Yeah, no tickets.
All right. I like it. Martell, best of luck, man. Have a great season. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. We'll be right back right after this.
Yeah, Martell Hight is amazing, right? He's going to be an integral part of this team. If you haven't, go watch the episode X Factor. Martell Hight is going to affect everything in all three phases. That's the full episode where I kind of break down what he means to this team. So go check that out. Make sure you like and subscribe at Locked On Vandy on all social media platforms. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you back here next time. Locked On Vandy, anchor down. Peace.